kids, Diane, they were like, one of them started crying.
So happy.
She was like, oh my God, you work with Beyonce? Wait, Rihanna? Oh my God, can you please tell her Maria Sanchez says hi? And I'm like, oh my God, this is probably the closest they're gonna get.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was so amazing because for me, my daily work life is super saturated with creating and communicating and all of these things, and sometimes I forget about these natural things that kids are inspired by and what their interpretation of passion is. Because I'm extremely passionate, but sometimes I get so caught up in my own world, I need something to bring me back down and ground me and to really embrace and appreciate what I've done and what other people are doing too. So it was really amazing. But this is the silver version, and this is the version with the stones. And so once again, I'm implementing the stones. And so you can move. So it's a high price point, but with a new concept. And so it's that kind of conversation that I'm trying to have with this new collection. And I'm super, super excited about it. Because these guys right here, these are the knuckle rings. This one I've done in the new Oscar-winning film. Yes, I can say that now. The Oscar-winning film, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Great.
So
Such a perfect match for you.
It was, a match made in heaven. And this character, Lisbeth Salander, is the first, silver screen debut of an edgy, forward-thinking woman who's crazy independent and outgoing and spiritual in her own world. And I was lucky to be part of that experience, and now with the movie winning an Oscar, it gives even more light to that type of character. And Jules, the jewelry itself, really does speak to that type of woman.
And how did you meet her? Stylist? Or?
Yeah, Trish Somerville was her costume designer, and actually Robin introduced me to them. And,
very cool.
Mm-hmm. And it was cool because they were like, can you make us this type of thing? And I was like, yeah, cool, I've got it. And I made them this ring. And you see how super sleek and clean it is? Mm-hmm. And basically what they wanted to look the opposite of super sleek and clean. They wanted it to look like this girl was fighting in the subway. They wanted it to look like she was a brutal character. And so I had all my interns taking 9 of these, just throwing them right at the brick wall. And they threw these rings at the brick wall for about 3 hours. Because every landing on the wall would mean a hit in someone's face. We wanted it to be really aggressive and really worn out. And so she wears it throughout the whole movie. So it's a really cool thing, and I have people from all over the world that are like, oh my God, I saw the movie, I really want to get the ring. And I'm like, cool. And then I look at their demographic, I'm like, yo, homie is 35 years old, living in Indianapolis, and married to a girl that went crazy over the jewelry. And that's so rad because I would never have otherwise been able to communicate with them. So it was a really, really cool project. And hopefully they do the trilogy, so there's 3 of them, right? So with these stackable rings, this stackable technique was totally inspired by this preliminary silhouette. And then what I did was I did a pearl version for my pearl collection. And then from that, then I moved into the more simple version. So that's this. So it looks like nothing other than this metallic animal that's grasping onto the back of your finger. And then what I wanted to do, since I'm working on the top of the finger, and I'll show you which pieces do that, but I wanted to embrace the top part of the finger, which is called a phalange. Phalange is just this part of your hand, of your finger. And so by working on the top of the finger, I've developed these guys. This one is the short nail ring with a drop coming off of it. So basically, it's shaped like my fingernails. And then I have my super sexy versions, like this one. So it's longer. But see how I'm paying attention to the top of the hand, and so that's why I developed this one. So it's a knuckle ring for the top of your finger. And it's not just...
And it stays on easily.
It stays on, yeah, because you can squeeze to fit. And also, I have developed a sizing technique, which is totally based on, just the top of your finger. Clearly, it's not like we have ring sizers for the top of our finger, you know? So basically use the normal ring sizer, and it's a size 1. And like, honestly, only babies have size 1 fingers, you know? But at the top of the finger, it could be a size 1. And then I've developed these guys, also for the top of the hand. And these are my phalange cocktail rings. So basically, it's bringing the concept of a showy, ostentatious cocktail ring and putting it on the top. And I have different shapes in these. I have, this is a faceted black onyx. And then I have these guys. Ooh, this one's cool. This is also an emerald cut stone, but it's an emerald that I flipped upside down. I don't know if you can see, but it's sort of like a pyramid shape. So I sort of changed the way people perceive what a stone should be set as. And then I have this guy, which is me making fun of engagement rings. So basically, this is a white gold and crystal phalange cocktail rings, and these are all stackable. This is my personal, because I made it look like a floating little building. But so you can see, it looks like crazy expensive ostentatious cocktail stuff, but it's on the top of your fingers.
And you got the standby here.
This is the original one that you have. And then this is part of my rock collection. So you see the concept for the Blade Runner, the signature piece for this collection. It's totally based on this one. Whoop. Like this, and then like this. Same concept, but bigger and chunkier. So this season I'm sort of taking away a lot of the body of it and building around the negative space. So there's that.
And what's that snake?
The snake is part of my single finger fit, multi-finger look collection. Since I've been making that concept for almost 8 years now, the snake basically will slither around your finger. So it's just one fit, but it looks like it's crossing several fingers. And then it's cool because you can sort of peek into this negative space. But this line was called serpensive. It's like a serpent plus being pensive and thoughtful. And so I implemented the snake into this nail ring that I was showing you guys. So it's sort of an extension of the snake collection. And now with all of these trend-setting forms that have been created, the nail ring is finally taking shape in the general public. So it's been really cool to like develop the bar rings, and now these single finger fit, multi-finger look rings are like a general accepted silhouette in jewelry today. And it's so cool to see like the nail rings are doing the same thing. So it's once again a statement about building the future and coming from some place that's candid and raw. Because when I started doing this, I was just doing it. This is what I'm passionate about, and this is what these kids showed me, that passion can continue to be a really good, innocent place.
And how did you get that whole involvement with the 11-year-olds?
Well, basically, what I wanted to do, because I have some friends in the Lower East Side, and her kid is like 9, and I was like, okay, so I'll come over to PS 143, and I could totally like talk to their after-school class, and then I'm talking to another school, which is more a progressive school for art, like art-inspired kids, which is in the West Village, and it was the very first progressive school in Manhattan. And then I had a friend of mine who met me and was like, are you interested in mentoring? I'm like, whoa, that's weird. That's really weird. Yeah, I am. That's really weird that you asked me that. And he's like, okay, cool. Why don't you meet with this woman, Andrea? And so I totally did, and she came like the day after, and I was like, listen, this is really, really crazy that we're meeting, because I've been telling everybody I want to mentor these kids, because I want to get their frame of reference. I want to understand where they're coming from. And she's like, whoa, this is so cool. When do you want to do it? I was like, tomorrow? And she was like, I don't know if I can do it tomorrow, but we'd love to do it as soon as possible. And so the ball just started running. And like in Manhattan, let's be clear, like shit moves fast. So we
Not like Paris.
no, I mean like if you have an idea,
Yeah, you
we
can do it.
we all of us collectively make it happen, and so it's like that really, it's really aggressive, but also if you're comfortable with that aggression, then things can move really smoothly.